Willard's pooping?
Willard, it's not coffee time, buddy. Are you pooping? Oh, he's backing one out. Before all you minty fellers feast your eyes on this dirty derelict production, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We got flasks in the store. Mint, 10 out of 10. We got the new Piss Tank 12-pack sticker package. What a treat. With a few new sticker designs, including the old Commons dumpster and old Cunts Worthington. And some drunk derelict on a trike. And just a reminder that if you're a Patreon and you've clicked on the wrong video link, go on over to the Patreon and watch this. And you guys also get 25% off on top of the Canadian USD exchange rate. So it's pretty much free. Come get yourself some mint junk. Now, without any further mouth breathing, enjoy the show. Well, welcome back to the land of sacked out dirty old cripples. And dirty old frostbitten nipples. Man, she's chilly out here. Something fierce. And guess what? You'll never guess this. Willard, you're stunned. I put the old logging truck by the healing bench and it still hasn't healed itself. So I got her unloaded. I'm gonna get her fixed up one of these days. One day when she's not frozen. Until then, I got a whole pile of Pinocchio pecker that a cripple's got to deal with. I was ripping around on the skid steer, unloading all this wood, cutting it up for the boiler here. Oh, and she's chilly out. She's probably minus 32 communist. Look at the greasy old double cheech coming out of this. Oh yeah, how dare you. So as I was saying, I was ripping around the old skid steer, bucking up wood for the old boiler, and well, I had an idea. I got a bunch of wood around here that's still really wet. What for me running it over with the skidder and then just putting it in the pile with the firewood and not letting it season. Another product of procrastination. What for not doing the firewood when I should be doing the fire, but it's all the way she goes. So I was struggling like a fat guy struggles, and I was trying to split all this gigantic wood. So I got a whole bunch of wood out there, and there's a whole pile of it over there, but it's green and it does not like to burn very good unless you split it in half. Like once you split her in half, this old boiler will just chew it up and make her into heat, so I don't get any more frostbitten nipples. Look at that chooch. So I got all this giant piles of wood. I almost had a heart attack about 17 million times trying to split the stuff with a splitting maul. So I was sitting there BSing with the neighbor on the old telephone saying, you know what a cripple's got to build is a wood splitter. So after talking to the neighbor on the phone, I said, I'm coming over, pull up the old AutoCAD, and we're gonna get this done. So after about a half pot of coffee, this is what we come up with. Oh, she's signed and everything. That's the neighbor there, signed by zip tie. So she definitely some in blueprints. So the original idea was build a wood splitter that hooked into the hydraulics, and then you just stand here and run a hydraulic valve and it runs some kind of dingle back and forth for splitting wood, right? That doesn't work for beer drinking, because I mean, if you mount a beer holder somewhere here, there's a real good chance of it falling over and spilling. And outside isn't heated. There's no heat outside. Well, there's all kinds of heat in there, and I have deleted all the liquor inside that machine. So with all that thinking being done, I thought, you know what? If I built a wood splitter that come way out the end, I could just set it over top of the wood, run the auxiliary hydraulics in there. Don't worry about that liquor can in there. Set it over top of the piece of wood, so it's basically like a upside down wood splitter, and you set it over top of the wood and then pinch the piece off, and there you go. You got yourself a split piece of wood you can fire straight into the boiler. So me and a neighbor were sitting there talking about the big long Pinocchio pecker splitter that'd be sticking out this way, and how it would suck for visibility. So you drive around and you'd stick her over top of the wood, and then you can't see what's going on.
I can't see out of
of this thing.
So then him and I come up with the brainstorming idea that if we put it crossways across here, what a cripple can do is have one of them skid steer mounting plates. So you drive over to it, right up to the log, and still have enough visibility to where you can see it. So the skid steer plate would be there, it'd be sticking out front. We got sitting there drinking more coffees, and that's what we come up with. But before we do any of that, a cripple's got to fire up the welder and go with this giant chunk of auction steel that I got. So there's some dirty old auction steel, came from the Weaver sale. It was secondhand from a second one-legged guy.
Cripples!
So all the log splitters that I seen on the old Googler is they have 24-inch rams or 30-inch rams, and that ain't just gonna cut it, because every piece that I throw into that boiler, she's a 36-inch cut. So 36-inch cut will get you your maximum log length to throw in the boiler. And we're struggling around here with the maximum log length.
So small. So small.
So I went to Princess Auto, and they had this dirty on sale. It's gigantic. It's a 5-inch cylinder with a 48-inch stroke. So you'd be able to split a 48-inch log. So we don't need to split 48. We just need to split 36, but there ain't no kill like overkill. Man, went to Uncle Wiener's yesterday and I bought this 1/2-inch skid steer mounting plate.
China. So
I figured if we add that hydraulic ram to this piece of I-beam with a bunch of dump steel welded on either end and a whole bunch of limp-wristed beers, we're gonna have ourselves one of a log splitter. So let's get to her. I already lost the blueprint. Oh, for Fox Creek. The whole project's just gonna be winging it. All right, well, the diesel-fired sawhorse really makes the eyes burn if you run her for a few minutes. So this is wide flange steel, so she's just even the whole way. It's not like a dirty old I-beam. So the trolley, or whatever the hell it's called, should travel along nicely on that. So meow, so I haven't done any measuring or anything yet.
We're gonna have to come up with some sort of plan.
I basically just went out in the yard and collected all my junk steel and I had laying around. Yeah, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do for numbers, but we're just gonna start welding.
I don't know what you're saying, but that's what's going on, yeah.
All right, so years of picking stuff out of the dump. I got all kinds of good steel, but I haven't found a use for this gigantic old hinge yet, but I think we're gonna find use for it today. So the ram's gonna have to be about 2 inches away from the I-beam where the body of the ram is going. About 2 inches, because you don't want to have it too far up, or else when it pushes forward, it's going to want to drive the wedge going down. So the center of that ram is 3 inches. So the holes for the mounting plate for the ram at the back have to be 5 inches tall. Let's cut this hinge up with my old Chinesium plasma torch there.
China.
It'll be fine. Let's get her cut to length and some holes blown in there. So I got one hole dialed in. I got the plate all cut off. I inadvertently beveled it with the plasma cutter because I haven't the sweetest clue on how to use the plasma cutter correctly. I've been using torches for a couple of days, but I'm just learning the old plasma. And let me tell you this, if you got her cockeyed a little bit and your tip is all up, it just leaves one of a mess.
My rational brain knows he's a hillbilly and an idiot.
So we got one hole dialed in. Now we just gotta rig her up. So she's gonna sit something like so. So we're gonna rig her up like that. All the welds, the same hole in the other plate. I don't have a drill bit big enough for 1.25 inches. So I just done the old butcher with the plasma and then touched her up with the old zip disc. It'll be fine, it looks good. Willard, you're stunned. So a lot of people say, oh, Peg, it looks like
Well, that is what everyone is saying.
it's not even true or all the rest of this stuff. Well, that may be the case, but the key here is to up the other side just as good as you up the first side, and then it'll look mint. All right, so what for dealing with fitment issues, I don't want to deal with this big pile of laying over there to put it on there. So I got this chunk of pipe that I cut her off at the length I'd like those guys to be apart. And then all we're gonna do is just stick her through here, bolt her together like so. Something like that, and make her mint. Yeah, there we go. Almost like I knew what I was doing. So any long watchers of the channel are probably wondering what I'm using right here. Usually this is used as a hammer. We're actually gonna true her up mint, make sure she's all good. What for having it so when I put that plate on the backside, we're not spending 5 hours doing a bunch of grinding. That'd be some pretty heavy duty tacks on them. Went ahead and ran the beam right into the side of my truck. I mean, I drive a real truck, so it's not a big deal. We'll just pull this pin out of here. So now we're gonna slide the ram in there. And this thing's really lightweight, all the lightweight. Oh. Wonder how many poor Chinamen died welding this old ram together. Holy, she's just a skookum unit. China. As it sits right now between the ram and the auction steel, I'm only into this thing for about $850 altogether. It'll be about $1,200 by the time the smoke clears. But I mean, it's gonna be mint. Check out that skid.
You see that skid?
Oh yeah, man, you gotta love the diesel-fired sawhorse. It's got wheels on it. Mint. I guess so does my house.
Oh, that's an RV.
All right, so this hot mess, as she sits, travels back and forth kind of nice. There's not a whole lot of slop in her. Well, no more slop than you'd want. And I've dated chicks from Prince George. The slop is real.
Her vagine hang like sleeve of wizard.
Yeah, so there's 2.5 inches of clearance between the ram and the bed. All right, so we got this dirty old dump lawnmower blade hooked onto that 2-inch one. So it kind of gives us our clearance for our bed all the way along. It's about 2 3/8 inch from the bottom to the top. This whole thing is just gonna get heavy duty tack and dial it all in. What we're around, we're finding out. So a tack weld is gonna be your friend. I'm definitely gonna forget to weld a few spots, but I mean, that'll just show us once we put full force in this old hooter. With that all being said, the next part of this dirty old debacle is gonna be the travel trolley plate 500 thing that's gonna go up and down the line here. Now I wanted to build this out of the heaviest plate that I had. So being that all my steel's under the snow outside and the only plate that I have here is 3/8, I don't know if 3/8 plate is gonna be enough for the bed because it can't deflect at all. So as this thing's going down, it's gonna wanna be pushing it both ways, up, down, side to side. And then if it binds up at all, or well, if the log starts to bind up at all, it's gonna put a load of force on that plate that's sliding. All they had at the steel shop for pile caps was this gigantic pile of 3/4 inch. Oh, it's gonna be a real treat to work with. But I think if we made the trolley out of that, it should be pretty mint. We'll be able to cut down the side a little bit, I think. Let's just do that. It's gonna be a bit of a to work with what we're drilling through, but I do have a Princess Auto mag drill and a load of PV Mart bolts. So this is gonna be the plate that travels back and forth. So I'm gonna wanna put some 45s that go back down to the side here, and some the plate that goes on the front, what for hitting. We're gonna need some heavy duty plate for that. So I went through all the dump steel. I cut the rest of the hinges off this 5-inch piece. So I got it figured out now. So the 5-inch pieces are gonna be the ones that slide up underneath, and it's gonna give us another point of kind of guidance. Since this is wide flange, it doesn't have much of a corner up in here. So I'll be able to just round that out a little bit, so that'll prevent it from binding this way. And then the up and down, well, that's all going to be supported by that piece that's going to bolt on the bottom here, which is that 5-inch piece. We're going to use this 1/2-inch flat bar that I got to space it, and in order to get the few thou clearance, well, more than a few thou, we're just going to weld it up a little bit, grind it off, and then make it so the thing has a little bit of slop, because you don't want it too tight or else she's peeling steel every time she runs back and forth. Let's just get to cutting, let's get to welding. 1/2-inch plate like butter. Willard dog, you gotta go outside, buddy. If something explodes or, well, this thing's gonna be all kinds of loud. We don't want to f you up any more than you are. You're a good dog. That thing chooched right through 1/2-inch plate like nothing. Now, 3/4 inch plate's only a little bit bigger than that, so it should do just fine. We'll just use a little bit more oil and it'll be just fine. It'll be fine. You don't need to worry about the blades. Holy sweet fiddlers. Now, if you guys don't want to buy, I'm not at all sponsored by Milwaukee. They wouldn't f me with your and your sister pushing. But if you guys had to buy a saw, that would be the saw to buy. Man, look at that cut. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
3/4 inch plate like it was, oh man. So I went to the old bolt bin. So what the plan here is to go weld it on this side, right? And then she's gonna have some kind of a clampy dingle on this end. Well, for if I have to, I can take the thing off. I don't think I'm gonna ever have to take the thing off, but you never know. So we're using this 1/2-inch flat bar on the inside, and it's 1/2 inch for the flange and 1/2 inch for the flat bar for the spacing. So that might be a bit of a debacle what for spacing it away from the prick. So it's just 13.29 mil, I call it 13 mil, and this here is 13 mil. So we're gonna have to have some kind of a spacer, what for it not binding on the wide flange itself here. I think I might just throw a couple pieces of X-Acto knife blades in between here, kind of like a feeler gauge, stack it all together, tack it, and then weld her solid. So I got her all ground down, and forget this guy to shooch up and down the pipe without binding up. We're gonna stick a few of these on there, stack this guy on there, and then we're gonna tack her all up, set her on there, and just see how she slides up and down. All right, so she's tacked up, pretty mint. This thing's gonna be really lightweight by the time I'm done welding to it. So now this should clamp on there and not me. If you just close your eyes when you do this, it gives the backside of your eyelids a real nice suntan. Mint. Mint. All right, so that's the chooch we want. Look at how nice that slides. So let's make sure we got 2 inches on this side still. I mean, what is measurements? Oh yeah, almost like I knew what I was doing. What a treat. How good does she slide? Oh yeah, mint. All right, so we got her rigged up enough that she slides mint. She's working pretty mint. So I'm gonna tack weld this thing on there a little bit better. What for if it comes apart while we're drilling it, we're gonna be in a whole bunch of. Yeah, we got good clearance on both sides. So we'll tack that in there a little bit better, punch some holes in there. So we're gonna go with 6 bolts because that's all I had left in the bolt bin. They're not grade 8, but I mean, that'll be fine. And yeah, we'll dial those in there. All right, so meow. I gotta bust out the old Princess Auto mag drill. I've only ever used this thing like 2 or 3 times, and I used it on the frame in that old hot rod, and she worked tits out of 10. So what we basically got here, this is an annular sucker. So she mag drills down. So you don't want to have her nice and slow. Now lots of lube. All right, well that's kind of straight, kind of mint. Let's see what happens.
Drill, baby, drill.
Check that the out. Look at that. What a treat. So I'm gonna go overboard with the lube. What for, I don't want to burn up this bit. So I only got 1. So if this thing's anything like the lathe, this gets stuck in your beard and it rips it the off. All right, so we're through 1 level there. We're gonna have to get some cheesies and some beer and just get to drilling here. You gotta have a pile of these on hand. That was my Christmas present. What a treat. She's Miller time. Oh, we even got a seat. What a treat. Oh, man, this thing's professional for Fox Creek. Oh yeah, man. All right, well that went better than good. My only regret is that I didn't buy one of these things sooner. Old Princess Auto really bridges the gap. I think to buy one of those things through a Milwaukee knee or something, it cost you an arm and a good leg. But Princess Auto, I think that was 700 bucks. Come with a whole bunch of extra shit. I got an annular cutter, the whole works, and it was, yeah, cheap. And look at that. Just check that out. Oh, yeah.
My, oh my, oh my.
So there, we got all the holes in there. And meow, what we gotta do, I'm gonna slide it, and it's gonna be a bit of a debacle to weld, because the whole thing's just soaked in oil, but I'll grind her up and make some porosity grow. It'll be mint. Well, you know how they say, if you can't tie knots, tie lots. Well, I applied that to all my welding skills here. Dialed her down each side, then this side, because she's right full of bolts down the center. She glides up and down the beam. There's a few rough spots, but I mean, I just beat on it with a hammer until it was mint. So meow, what I'm gonna do is put some bolts through her, put 1 or 2 bolts through it, and cut this weld all the way around, and then not the big honky tonkin' one here, but the top one, and then it'll be a 2-piece, so the thing should just come off. All right, so I snipped the welds off of this prick, and then we got this minty unit all ready to go. So she clamps on there. She bolts up good. So now we're getting in it. Look at this dirty old pile cap. This is a pile cap from doing burnouts on that car trailer. You can see where the rim burnt through, and the F1 did burnouts on this. Just a whole bunch of minty pieces of did burnouts on this. So this is about the biggest chunk of wood that I'm gonna be splitting with this thing as far as diameter is concerned. It's gonna be quite a bit longer, but as far as diameter, that's about as big as they get for trees around here. So yeah, the biggest butt we're gonna be doing at about 16 inches.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
What a guy thinks is I want to mount this ram about as far forward as I can on this plate, I think. I don't know, all this is denial and errors. I think I'm going to mount it as far forward on there as I can, probably the center of these bolt holes that I up when I was drilling them. Winter, get out of here, get! And then center to this guy. So the ram is going to be a bit of an angle on it, but as it goes down the line, it'll do stuff. 14 inches is what I'm going to do for the plate. So I'm going to do the 14 inches out of this gigantic pile of steel here, because I mean, we have it for there, we might as well have it for here. All right, so we're chooching along pretty good here. So I got some 3/8 plate for the uprights. In order to get a bolt through this, I'm gonna have to cut an access hole through one side, but that's no big deal. I ended up using the old burnout plate 500, which is mint, because you know, nice to incorporate a chunk of the old burnout trailer. And now we gotta dial in some kind of a mounting bracket like the rear. I'm gonna make it out of a bunch of 1/2-inch plate that I got. That's an old 5th wheel slide thing for, I think it was out of some box old Ford. So it had the last bit of 1/2-inch plate that I need. I'm gonna cut it up, stick it in here. Look at, I even ground off all the machining oil. I'm going all out on this thing. We should be in. All right, so she's getting late now, and old Mrs. Peggin-Leggin called me in to play 15 toes. But I gotta play with this wood before she plays with my wood. I got the hole dialed in here. I got this thing all tacked up. Well, it's better than tacked. Things are getting a little hot. It's gonna be real difficult to pull it back apart if I f up, which is a real good chance that I f up. But I mean, you gotta f around to find out. Oh, wonderful. The pressure again. All right, so all this is heavy built. That's heavy built. This is heavy built. This should be plenty strong to have the brunt of the, no, I'm just with you. I just welded that on there, but I want to hook up hydraulics meow and just see how this thing functions. I'm pretty stoked. All right, so we got the lines hooked up. Willard, you're stunned. Stunned. And we'll see if this thing chooches back and forth. I got high hopes. Isn't that right, Willard dog? Is it gonna work? Go lay down. Go sit in the truck. Go in the truck. Truck ride. Truck. You stay here. You too stunned to be out there. All right, well, let's see if it chooches. But I gotta go add a liter or two of hydraulic oil to this old girl.
I want a damn liter of cola. I don't know what that is. Liter is French for give me some cola before I break loose.
Apparently the ram takes up a little bit of oil. All right, so we topped the oil off, so it should have enough oil in her meow. So I don't know how well I tack welded this thing. Hopefully I tack welded this worse than I tack welded that. But I mean, we're gonna try to split this giant block just because I gotta see if it works.
Are you retarded? What's the matter with you?
Do you want me to be retarded?
That's how you do it. You up the thing and halfway through doing it, and it'll be mint. I think it's just gonna rip that end right off. Oh shit. No. All right, let's see how she chooches. Is it gonna be a big up? Probably.
What a retard.
At least I don't have to cut those welds off. Let's see if it pulls back. Oh yeah. I think it actually floats pretty good.
Well, I didn't know she was my sister when I kissed her, so it's not my fault. And she's one of the hottest girls on the planet.
All right, so last night's stunned debacle with me trying to get the giant chunk of rotten old frozen wood to split on the piss poorly welded 1/4-inch steel. I mean, wishing one hand, the other hand, see which one fills up first. But so my buddy come over last night, my buddy Dallas. Well, he hit the ditch first. I had to go rescue the prick. But
You, buddy.
We're floating right now. This truck weighs 10,000 pounds.
I know.
So anyway, I went and pulled that out of the ditch, and he come by and he said the geometry on the thing looks pretty good. I'm gonna want to put some 45s in there, what for extra strength, because I kind of already figured that. So I gotta do a bunch of wrenching on a fella's truck tomorrow. I want to get this thing operational tonight. It's Sunday night. I want to get this thing sliding, and I want to that wood up tonight. All right, so the splitting edge on this. So this guy's about 68 inches off the deck. I got 2 pieces that I cut off of there that I can reuse instead of using that gigantic piece of flat bar that I've been holding on to for years. But so this is damn near the same height as this guy, so we're gonna use it. So this is right where the ram ends. So I want to be able to pinch with this thing, because if the ram runs into it, I want to actually be able to pinch the log off instead of it getting half cut. Well, I get half cut all the time, but I want this thing to get fully cut. And now we're gonna want to sharpen this prick up with the torch. I haven't done this before, so it's gonna be fun. All right, so more of an experienced feller than myself might be able to gouge that out with the torch and do a better job, but the Chinese and plasma mixed with my hillbilly ass equals this pile of garbage.
Cause you're an emotional cripple. Your soul is dog. Every single thing about you is ugly.
So I'm just gonna go along with the old zip disc and do my best with the zip disc. So I tried seeing if this had the old tilt option, and she don't have. Look at the steel in that prick. All right, so after breathing in about 85 zip discs and about a half pound of steel, this whole thing is about 700 degrees. Man, but I got an edge on there, so the edge is wampus.
Hey guys, you wanna go fishing? We'll go fishing, okay?
So I think what a guy's gonna do is I'm gonna use this one for the sidewards cut. So it's gonna be an X cut, like a dirty old cross cut. So this is gonna be the cross cut, and I'll try to do a better job on the vertical one. That's my plan. Let's go with the next piece. Well, how many things am I up and finding out? Well, all of it. I went at this prick with just the grinder, made a pretty good knife of it. That'll be pretty good. And I cut the hooer in half, what for getting the cross section of the cutter. And then I took the torch to this thing, the old propane oxy, and done a not bad job of it. I done better at this end than I did at this end. So that's gonna be the top. So it'll look nice. Mint. All right, so meow. I'm gonna weld the thing down, add a couple of the X's to it, and hopefully not up. Check out these Instagram welds. Look at that. Man, I got to the point now where I'm ready to start doing my deflector plate 500 off the back of this sucker. Hopefully what that does is once all the vision runs into it, it helps the split on the split on the split. I hope that's how it works. So we're gonna do 3/8 plate that's gonna come back to this corner. And where I cut this in half, I'm gonna stand this beam up so she's upright, and then that plate's gonna weld onto that prick. And then when I weld this onto this I-beam, or wide flange, whatever you want to call it. It looks like an eye for Fox Creek. What that's going to do is it's going to make it so the beam will be less likely to twist under bagging the out of it, because I want to be giving her all the way with this thing. So I'm going to cut this off and stand it up, but I figured the only way that this thing is, it's starting to eat its weight around here. She's some heavy, like 1 ton Tanya heavy. I don't know, with the ram and everything on her, it's definitely 1 ton Tanya in it. Hard. So I got a ratchet strap to the riggins, so now I'm going to hopefully tip it down and then cut that off. I'm going to get this on camera because there's a good chance of it flying off. Well, that went really uneventful. Man, I think we weighed all of it. Yeah, those ratchet straps are definitely tight. And I almost rode off my first hydraulic line, but I think that's going to be the first of many on this hot rod. Hydraulic lines on skid steer attachments, they're usually a bit of an issue. Let's get this thing cut off here before it falls off.
Nice!
Oh yeah, clean as. All right, well things got a little carried away here. So I cut that off, made her mint, welded her to the back, you know, tack welded it up pretty good. Then I got real excited. And then I was gonna build this wedge thingy out of all that 3/8 dump plate. But then I remembered I bought a bunch of 1/4 inch plate from the steel outfit. And I figured that'll do mint. Oh, I gotta weld it here a little bit more. But I'm gonna burn all this in solid. These are all tack welds right now. But check out the Instagram weld. Man, Just honky tonk. So I'm gonna weld the other side up before I give her all the way. Oh, she's kind of leaning kind of hard. Is it gonna? Oh yeah, I better tip that. Oh, I better tip that back before she goes rickshawing off of here. It's like right on the edge of coming off. I pulled the ratchet straps off for Fox Creek. There. As it sits right now, everything's kind of just tack welded up. Kinda. There's no nuts on all except for a couple of these. And everything's kind of tack welded because I don't know how this is gonna perform. I'm pretty much already committed, so I should just weld everything up, but and then I'm gonna try out a log. It's gonna be mint. Here goes nothing. Oh, well, there goes those tack welds I was talking about. All right, I guess I wasn't recording because I'm stunned. But so I think I just undid about 6 hours of work here. Well, solid 4 hours anyhow. I don't know how I'm gonna this. Look at it, it's all unhappy. I was gonna weld a beam on here after I got it all dialed in, but that was yeah, hindsight's 2020. It's always 2020. I don't know how I'm gonna that. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe heat all this up red hot and then stop the ran from moving and then pull it back into itself because I need this piece of I-beam because that was the end of her. Like that was it. That was all. This is all the I-beam I got that's this dimension, and I just the end of it. So oh man, like idiot.
Brains for dynamite. You couldn't blow your nose.
Stunned. Oh well, at least you guys get to enjoy my ups. All right, fiddle around got me into this mess, and hopefully it gets me out of this mess. So I just welded this plate right here, and then I completely welded the out of this guy. I put in some gussets, I fiddled around, it burnt all the wire into this thing. This thing's rock solid now, hopefully. I welded this plate here so the thing can't go back. So meow, I was just in the machine, and I touched the hydraulics a little bit, and I re-welded these guys, and it started to pull it back up. So let's see if I can fix it all the way. Yeah, dialed her right back in.
And totally redeem yourself.
Brute force got me into it, and brute force got me to out. For the love of sweet, I've been welding hard. Well, don't worry about that porosity. When you're using dump steel, I mean porosity happens. I welded the ever-living out of everything meow. So it's permanente, whether I want it to be or not. So if something up meow, there's a whole bunch of cutting that has to be done. But hopefully, knock on wood, the doesn't. So all of this has been welded and welded and welded. All of this should be made. So this here just to deflect the wood once it's cut. This is gonna take the most of the fiddle. So this guy's good and welded. This guy's welded. This is welded. Everything's welded. But I'm gonna get rid of this guy and we'll see if I can't split that log. All right, well let's load this dirty in there again and see what the happens. As I do this, it really makes me realize how stunned I was for that first piece of steel that I welded on there to think that that would ever actually split. But I mean, that's what learning's all about, you know? Around and finding out. We'll see what happens. Shoot! So watch her. We'll see. The whole beam is actually bending up. But look at that. That works perfect. And that's right at the end of the ram. You can actually see this end bend. So that's bad. All right, I wasn't recording again. I'm pretty excited. But despite all this beam, look at it. It's still bent the out of this I-beam. Look at that. So that's the problem. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, this is all bent the like, look at that. But I mean, this is what you do. You around, you find out. So I'm gonna weld that back in there, bend this back, and then yeah, once that's bent back, I gotta tie these in farther, obviously. So from here, I'll probably go with that 3/8 stuff and probably go to halfway down this ram or something, and then it'll incorporate this whole piece. I want to build this thing so it's just dummy proof, so I can just rally on it hard the whole time, because that's how everything needs to be out here, because I'm really hard on gears. So once I'm done fiddle around with buddy tomorrow, I'll come back, weld all this in, weld more of this in, this, that, and the other, and give her all away, because I think that's her only weak spot as of meow. I thought this was going to be good enough, but boy was I wrong. All right, so the wife come out last night and she played with my wood in the shop for a while, and we had a good time. You know, we snipped some off, fiddled around with it, came up with a few new ideas, but I figured out big time that I'm stunned and I don't know how to build this end of it very well. Obviously that side's overbuilt like a mother, so I gotta do the same side with this side. I gotta go with some 1/2-inch plate in here, what for making up this gap, and then I gotta go with the triangular tie-in 500 for the bottom there. I'm gonna go overkill on all this. And then I'm gonna cut this whole back of the beam off and get rid of that after I unbend all the things I f***ed up yesterday. All right, so I got the old bender back 500 welded to the beam again. So when this comes up against it, it's gonna pull all this back to where it should be, hopefully.
That didn't sound for
She's sheared off again. I gotta do a better job of welding it. Let's do her again here. All right, let's see how we did her. That was all the piss eye she had. We're pretty close, close enough. We're just gonna weld it now. All right, so we started up cutting up 3/8 dump plate and getting real. So this little bit of steel that I had in here was starting to bend and up because it wasn't very incorporated into the beam. Well, I all that up. So now what we got is 48 inches of 3/8 plate welded to the side. So this one went in just tickety-boo, it's all good. Just got her tacked in for meow and 1/4 inch off the forks on either side. But the problem here is the ear's all bent from me giving her all the way. So you see on the bottom, there's no gap, and on the top, there's all the gap. So I just took this dirty old bolt, welded her in here. So now I'm gonna back up on this, and hopefully it's gonna bend that ear away, to hopefully I can get her all dialed in together. So the weld's gonna break or they're gonna bend. Weld's broke. Oh, the back of this plate broke for Fox Creek. All right, well, we got her tacked up better meow. That plate, I welded it to a plate that I just had tack weld. Look at them stunned. No, we're not gonna stand in front of it this time. So hopefully it bends and doesn't break the welds. Oh, so we're actually bending this whole 1-inch plate that I got welded together here. I need a chunk of ready rod. I don't think I have any 1 1/4 inch ready rod. It'll go. Oh, I spit that zin out. I'm still gonna put her back in. All right, so we got her spread apart good enough to where this gap is fillable with the old welder there. So now we can go back to welding and complete this thing together. You gotta give it to a cripple though. Look at the machine job on the weld. Like, it's not even that sacked out. Oh man. All right, so all the fabricating's done. The holes look mint. We're gonna leave this in here until the welding's done, but she's all tacked up. Oh, I ran 1 bead so far, but yeah, now we just gotta weld the out of this thing until the whole thing's about 8,000 degrees. All right, so we got the whole thing put back together. Old Mrs. Peg there explained to me yesterday it'd be a better idea to hide the ram upside down while we're having the lines on the bottom and not ripping the thing off every 15 seconds. So big thanks to her. We got the bolt back in there. Look at the paint holes. The paint's really gonna stick into those holes. That's what those holes are for. But all right, so we got her set up in here in the shop. We got her kind of set up against the plate how we're gonna have it. I did get a little excited with the torch here since we built these gigantic gussets. We don't need the I-beam on the end anymore. So my idea behind that is I'm definitely going to be smashing into with both ends of this thing because I'm stunned. So that being said, I want to alleviate as much sharp iron as I can, because if you bump into something with like dull iron at one end, you're good to go. But if you do it with these sharp edges, keeping it real goes wrong. All right, well, there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to dirty old dump steel. The first pro is that there's always dump steel. Cons of it is the cutting it and working with it. So better than wood. That's why I like working with steel all the time. You can always just cut it and make it longer. You're kind of if you half cut a 2x4, you can't really weld it back together. With old dump steel, I mean, you can just take random plates you got laying around and build what you need to build. This dump steel ate the blade of the saw like nobody's business. I don't know what the going on with it, if it's got a bunch of dirt or something stuck in it. But this dump steel cut like nothing. And this dump steel was somewhere in between. And just like that, the dump steel becomes one. So this is a hybrid weld, right? So it's doing three things. It's holding together this piece of the weld and this piece of the weld. It'll hold paint really good. And being that I'm kind of a welder, what it's gonna do is any force when this thing starts to break or shear off, because I'm taking this chunk of I-beam off, it'll show me where the cracks are because the welds are so it does three things at once. Now she's time to weld it to the quick attach. Make sure it's all the way down. Tip it back. Okay, come forward. Okay, hold up there.
Hello. What?
All right, now it's a little bit better than tack. Tip it back. Oh yeah, those welds will hold it the whole time. We're good there. Okay, keep tipping back. She's kind of welded on there. Kind of, just definitely kind of. Want to lift up on the prick now? Oh, better grab my burnt up Sharpie out of there. Real gentle. That's perfect right there. Man, well, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you this, but don't stand underneath it until the welds are dialed in here. I'm helping. Because there's hopes and dreams holding this thing on right now. I'm not going to weld the bottom just in case it's but I'm going to weld the out of the sides, and then I'm going to put in 2 gussets right here because I want everything easy to cut off just in case I'm up, and because this plate was $250. All right, well, let's say you're welding away and someone organized your tip so good that nobody could find it. So what you do is just go in the old Acco Shack, grab the old lady's candle, and then Mrs. Peg doesn't mind. You just dip your nozzle in Mrs. Peg's candle wax, and then you're good to go. It's a tip. It's probably pretty much the same. And it smells delightful while you're burning it off. All right, well, this hot rod piece of is here done.
Do you believe in magic?
Well, I think it is done.
Nice!
We even put grease nipples in the nipples.
Nice!
We got this bungee cord holding the hydraulic lines back.
Nice!
I think she's ready.
Nice!
All the welding's kind of, well, it's, but it should work.
Nice!
We got the hydraulic lines dialed in.
Nice!
Grease nipples, she's all full of grease. But I just got a call from my neighbor, and he says that he's got a load of big wood for me. I don't know, I hope he's talking about the wood in his backyard, not the wood in his pants.
Baby, I'm gonna butter your bread.
And I can come over and grab some, but if we're going over to grab that wood, I gotta see if this old piece of shit's gonna start up. I mean, you gotta use the right truck to haul the right wood. All right, we're in a hurry though. What kind of, what's going on here?
Well, I drew that.
You want to do frisky things?
No, I just showing everyone here. Who put the on me though? I didn't think I had that.
I want to load some bogs on. I mean, we'll definitely haul it on the trailer, not right in the box. We're always fighting daylight, but if their days are getting longer, man, the thing hasn't been running in forever. It's gonna be bad. Well, a bunch of minty pricks are wondering if the old girl still runs, and the truth is, I don't know. But we're gonna around and we're gonna find out. You know that there's places in the world where the water doesn't turn into a solid? Wouldn't that be nice? I don't care about the muffin top as long as you can see out the window. Oh, there's even a key in it. That Junior didn't even lose the key on a filler. That's nice. I mean, why bring the skidder to go get logs when you can bring the Ford? Well, there's no batteries in it. Oh, the hood pop is in this thing. I live myself, one coaster at a time. Man, look at how nice the job is on that chain. Barely even falling off. We're under a time constraints here. Oh, there's batteries in it? She is chilly. Man, she's glistening. Do you think it'll actually chooch? I don't remember last time I was running it. Had to be at least 6 months. Oh yeah, New Year's we remember? Is there coolant in it? Well, there's no coolant in it, so we might want to fix that. No, there's not a whole lot. We got any oil in her?
Well, it's cold outside, man. You don't even need coolant days like this.
Yeah, it's cold out. You don't need coolant. That's how that works. Yeah, it's basic thermodynamics. It'll run.
I think so. I actually fire right up. No problem.
Man, it's not even dark out and it's 5 o'clock. We basically don't live in a frozen hole.
You sure about that?
I know, it's beautiful. My favorite day of the year is December 21st. The darkest days are behind us. There's no way she's gonna shoot you up. Key on. Oh, there's actually a set of glow plugs in it, I think. Hold on here. There's no way the glow plugs are working. Look at it. Yeah, it's dropping. So it actually has glow plugs for Fox Creek. But if I remember correctly, the starter's thunder. Is there any smoke?
No smoky, no.
Any smoke?
No.
For Fox Creek, well, these old, they actually have to crank to make fuel pressure, and they need oil pressure to make fuel pressure. I don't know, we'll around, we'll find out. Give me your Leatherman for a second. Okay, I'll teach you some stuff that make you less useless. You see this post? Just push these two together when I tell you.
Oh, I've done that before.
Well, you're basically a mechanic now. Crank it.
Okay, and I think it was this guy and this guy, right here and here.
Yeah. Well, there's fuel coming out of her, but there's just not enough cranky crank. What if we pull the thing out of here and then bomb start it? Because this thing's frozen to the ground. Little Dick might be the ticket. Little Dick's got 040 in it. Let's see if she fires. She's gonna need a snort too. Just a little snort. Man. All right, so it's been running for 15 seconds. You gotta remember, Dave's Auto said you can't let it run for more than 15 seconds or you'll blow the thing up. Where's pooping?
Well, it's not coffee time, buddy. Are you pooping? Oh, he's backing one out. Wee dog. Oh, now he feels good.
Yeah, he's all bunged up. This leaf spring shackle's tough enough. It'll be fine. That come out a lot easier than I thought it was gonna. Are all the tires holding wind? Is that one holding? It's holding enough wind. That one's holding enough wind. Man. All right, let's see how batteries are. The batteries are really. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to use the rickshaw. Okay, I'll go get the rickshaw. She'll pull you fast. Rickshaw's got this. Oh yeah, just a powerhouse. Holy this strap, remember?
Oh yeah.
All right. Or too high, key is on. So you're gonna go third gear.
Third, okay.
And then just see if it starts. You can go ahead and take the camera from the inside. Okay, we gotta change the vidget over here. Put the hat on. What do you feel like?
Oh man.
You feel like you can keep your toque on. Just, no, don't with that.
I know, never gonna feel the same.
Years of greasy to slide that on.
Where'd my toque go though?
Wait, you're on, you're wearing it. It's right there.
Oh,
swallow me, please. Pablo Bodlowski is going to take it all the way this year.
Oh, you're just jealous because those guys can skate with their two beautiful legs.
Snap it on. How do you feel? Do you feel drunk? How do you feel? You feel like Peg now?
I feel a little bit like Peg.
You fired right up. Oh yeah. Even got oil pressure, it's charging. Man.
I'm taking the rickshaw back.
Unless you want to walk. Oh, she's mint. This is the bridge we put in. With all kinds of word in there when it puckered my butthole up.
Oh yeah.
Oh. It's like logging in the bush, man. We gotta get the log loader up dialed in.
Look at the size of those logs,
Oh
man.
no, they're small. Hey neighbor. We're in the log truck here, but we're usual truck drivers. We're late and we didn't park in the right spot. So how many think you can stack on there? I got one rack to strap. Boiler. Oh yeah, he's got this. See, leaving all that in there is just going to allow us to get more in there. Yeah. Oh, look at he's leveling it off. Nice. Yeah. That bird can handle it. Yeah. Look at that pack job. Oh, he's going to load her on there.
Oh, hardly sock it out. Look at that.
No, that won't sock it out. She's in.
Aluminum handrails.
It's got a headache rack. It's gold. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now we got some proper wood. It's like the old lady. That's why she comes over here to get the big size wood, eh?
The neighbor's got the big wood.
Look at the size of that earthy old log. Man, it shakes the ground when it hits.
Man, I felt it in the ground.
Delicate Ricky.
2, make it 3. We're not driving.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna stop as much wood in her as she can handle. Yeah, that's a girthy. Look at that prick. Yeah, buddy. Oh, he's got this. Yeah. Yeah. If I hold that smoke flap open, you'll get one more on there. Oh, yeah, okay. Man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Man. More gravity, more better. Yeah. Man. I think this box is gonna have to self-clearance on the way home. Thank you, neighbor.
I'll follow you out in case I have to pick up logs.
I'll do a real nice job of load procurement. You guys know if the scales are open? You don't have to worry about dying.
Operators, they you're exhausted.
log loader just up your brand new stacks. Oh,
Tail light was good when we got here. I see knockoff.
Yeah, tail light was fine when we got here. You wrecked it all. Thank you, neighbor. You're a beauty. All right, well, I'm gonna pin her. I'll let you know when I get home. I'll follow you. Thank you. All right, keep your arms inside the truck in case the log falls off. It'll rip your arm right off. We got this.
What's that sound? Oh, that's just my seatbelt going on.
You don't need to put your seatbelt on.
No, I'm not.
We'll barely even flip it.
We're barely gonna roll.
Oh, we got this. She's golden. Well, we gotta test out the log splitter, we gotta test out the saw, and we gotta test out the Ford.
First log and truck. What do I think of that?
You know what's burning? The owner's manual I jammed in the flap. Come look at it.
Oh man, no wonder.
It likes that. All right, well, tomorrow, those logs got a date with that splitter and that minty saw. We're gonna let the old Ferd sit in the shop overnight, you know, drip dry. She's earned it. The box mounts are struggling. We got a GVW on it just in case we get pulled over.
Good morning. Would you mind stepping down from there with your license and registration?
Sure, I was just
Good morning.
kind of...
Would you mind stepping down from there with your license and registration?
We're legal this way. It's all of it. See? All of it. Oh yeah, that was the owner's manual burning up. Oh, is it still good? Oh, it still stinks like burnt owner's manual. That's all that's left. Oh, there's some here. The automatic locking hubs may disengage. Still got the owner's manual. We're good. Oh, there's the scoop shovel. Mint. So it's not too often the old MS 881 Magnum gets pulled off the shelf, but we're probably gonna do it today. But before we do that, a long time ago, probably about, I'd say 10 years ago, I was on Alibaba or one of them outfits, and they actually sold the world's biggest still Chinese knockoff chainsaw. And I bought it, and I threw it on my bus, and I never with it until today. Got to switch hats for filming, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a project. Oh, Willard put the tire in the way for us. And he's gonna get another mouth bunion. That's your fault.
Man, it's gonna be fun for you, eh?
What, crippling through the snow? It's fine. All right, so this is the bar for the old. It's Chinese as and there's not even a live roll on it. I bought two saws. One's a 660 and one's a, I don't even remember what it is actually. This one's pretty light. I don't think it's this one. Is it this one? This one seems bigger. We'll go with this one. So it's a Oma Tannen. Is that it? It's a box in a box. Chainsaw, professional power tool. It's not even spelt wrong. Yeah, it's a Home Tayan. Oh, it's in here. Look at it. Oh, bubble wrap.
It's glorious, buddy.
Actually looks pretty badass. All right, you and your two-legged privilege, you got to take that box. Do you think this old is actually gonna run?
Yes, I do.
I don't know, I'm pretty excited. But this is name brand China.
Right. China.
Top quality, it says on the box though.
But why do they put a guarantee on the box?
Because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of shit. Hey, if you want me to take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, I will.
Looks like we're gonna have to fire up the light plant. We've used up our daylight. The sun's going down like the old lady after a half bottle of wine. You get the old Mrs. Peg on the wine, she gets frisky.
Homemade blueberry wine.
Homemade blueberry wine.
I don't know, Grandma made some a couple years ago, man. That stuff gave you right tank.
Did it actually taste like blueberries?
Oh, it tasted awesome, man.
Huh. Is it basically just moonshine with purple drink in it?
I don't know how they do it, man, but
There's junk everywhere in here. Oh yeah, there's junk on there too. There's on the walls. Oh, this is for a customer's truck. And these aren't light, eh? Man, it smells like China. Oh, welder can handle that. Look at the China though. Oh, got the proprietary Chinese gas can.
it's always my favorite part of China, though. I like the spelling mistakes in the English language.
Well, it's not like the tire machine. Oh, you got to see the tire machine. Oh, here, I'll help you guys read her out. It says, oh, it's upside down to begin with. So I'll flip her over for you guys. But it says, please often oiling of the oil cup. If have water, release it. Pressure Mac 0.8 MPa. Do not more than it, but ignore the consequences by yourselves. So that's not China at all.
China.
It's got a manual bar oiler on it. But what the is it? I forget what steel it is. Man, that thing's honky tonkin'. And I paid nothing for it. They were.
Yeah, but more than shipping, eh, than actually.
It was definitely more than shipping and customs. Man, look at this chain for the prick.
Hey, look at the size of that thing.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well, no, she said, oh man, something stinks. Smells like Bigfoot's dick. And there's a lot of China in here. That thing's not heavy. Feel how heavy that is. It's China.
Oh, it's been worse.
Man, look at the China. Man, this thing was made right down the road from the old, where that virus definitely wasn't engineered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't say that. Racist.
No, they definitely didn't make it.
No. Even though it's proven, but you can't say that though. You're a bigot. I guess.
Well, you bought it before China went like really China building. Like the English language is great in there. That's what gives me even more hope.
So it's got the same Chinese ka-chunk switch as out Princess Auto.
Super.
Man, the carbontator on this thing is huge. All right, well she's all there. We should just be able to put gas in it and fire it up.
Famous last words.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 6 hours later, we're finding parts for this thing on Temu. I think she's gonna be a unit.
I think she's gonna run mint. I just get that feeling. It's a nice box. English was good.
That's what I look for in a woman. Well, when I got the old lady, her English wasn't so good, but I mean, that's why she thinks I'm normal.
Hey, they all need to be changed a little bit. I swear to that.
Oh, is it locked up right out of the box, or is that?
Oh man.
Oh no, there's just all the compression there. Is it already broken? No, it's. Oh yeah, it's busted already.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, big crack in it. Oh, China. That bearing sounds tip top. All right, well we got a red spark plug. Look at that unit. We're gonna lube the cylinder up a little bit and give her a little yank over here. And then we got the bar on it. It's gigantic. Look at the size of that piece of.
That is one big pile of
It's the Wuhan special. But now we'll wheel her over. I think, yeah, because this thing sat, it's been sitting for like 10 years. So it's like an old start, new start. And who knows how long this thing sat in old China. I don't know. This thing's pretty heavy and I'm pretty crippled. Oh, it's heavy. I watched a video on this thing like, I don't know how many years ago. And the guy running it said it was a gutless piece of shit. We're putting gas in it like it's gonna start. All right, so I put oil in it and pumped the living out of it. And we're finally getting oil coming out of the bar, but that was a debacle. We're just gonna spray ether in it from underneath. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna spend 8 hours blowing my back out trying to start this piece of shit.
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. Choke on. All right, watch out. Yeah. Get rowdy here. Oh, she's a runner.
been 84 years.
China.
Holy f, this China's real. Fuck, well, she doesn't do bad. I mean, it ain't no 881, but she runs. Oh, the end of the bar is smoking hot. Like, it's so crazy that we're gonna grease the f out of this bar, because you do like 4 passes with it, and the end of that bar is gonna split wide open.
What's garbage?
It sounds like a cow mooing. Now it's oiled.
Wet garbage and hot urine.
This thing,
Just mint.
I don't know if it's the Chinese version is why it's a gutless hooer, or that's how they are when they're a steel. But this thing is a gutless piece of shit. Oh man, the old lady's panties are just, they look good. Not even any rust stains in them yet. We gotta release the Kraken now. Oh yeah. You know how many times I pulled that thing down from here to open a beer with it?
That's true. That's it.
Buddy, this thing is a unit. This mother rips. Oh yeah. Germany.
Let me show you its features.
We were cutting through boat logs. I love this saw. Oh yeah. Rips. Man, that's a girthy old hooer.
You're halfway into the next one, eh?
Yeah, oh man, that saw ripped. Look at the floor dry we got.
We got all the floor right now.
Oh, just smells beautiful.
Love that smell.
You want to smell my wood?
It smells good.
All right, well, let's get all this inside.
Okay.
Make sure you put it in there bass backwards.
Well, exactly. That's what I want to do.
Man, that China saw is a giant pile of disappointment. See, that's a nice connection, you know?
You're the first.
Oh no, those work. It works, man. It just mashes it over. It's golden. Man, that saw is a gutless dog.
It is pretty bad. I thought it was better. It sounded like
It wasn't even pulling any RPMs. All right, let's hear how she cranks now. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll show you what we'll do. We'll do it proper. See, what you do is you take a big zip tie. See, it's not the tying down that's the problem. It's the fact that it'll end up in the fan. So you just put a zip tie on here and to the fender, and then if it does want to fly over there, it'll stop it hopefully.
Here's my Letterman.
Oh, your Letterman?
You get these at Cabela's.
You can get them at Cabela's?
Yeah, pretty good.
Wonder what the price of them are at old Cabela's. No, Trump gets in, the price of Lettermans are gonna go up in Frostbakistan. All right, run the glow plugs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those fenders are fine. Man, she starts mint. Oh, the box sides are coming out a little bit.
Everywhere I look, something reminds me of her.
She's starting to sack out. Oh, let's get rid of that ratchet strap and then unload these. Is the ratchet strap holding it up? Oh no, the ratchet strap's not holding the box sides, but the box sides aren't, they're not even that backed out really. It's not even that bad. All right, well, run this lure outside. All right, well, we got her all chained up. In. All right, let's unload this lure. M55 right there. That's man. Lift her up.
Yeah, we're gonna need a couple inches my way. A little more body.
Oh yeah. So I'll go push it on the box side with the skid steer. You latch that, and we'll be good. Yeah. It's like brand new again. Oh, yeah. You know what I wouldn't mind? You and I gotta go for a walk. You know what? We'll take the Ford. And we gotta go find remember my hockey mask I had in the F600? I'm pretty sure it's still in the F600.
Camera's still on that.
All right, we gotta figure out Ricky Bobby mode. That's stock.
Oh, yeah, you can get some heat going. Stock,
fast idle, and then 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ricky Bobby mode.
What's that do? Yeah, I heard it.
It made it. Now she's got all the SPMs. Oh, we're in the ditch again.
Man, I do love this truck, man. You put such a smile on my face here.
It's a ripper.
There she is.
Sure. There's a man, it's deep. It's like a foot and a half of snow here. This thing's a ripper.
You find her?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right on.
Oh yeah, she's deep.
Not bad.
We're dragging diffs the whole time.
Oh, right on.
I should probably put an air cleaner on it one. Oh, the bumpers finally had her. I mean, it was pretty rotten. No, you look at what
No, it looks higher. It looks even tougher.
I think the wiring is holding some of the bumper back on, so it's fine still.
The tailgate's still on though.
Man, the tailgate's good. I thought she was done. A little bit of skid steer body work and she was golden.
Don't flirt with him.
I'm not going to. Hell.
I'm DD Speed Shop, and I approve this message.
Let's go try out the light plant on the back home at light plant. Don't just kick those Milwaukee's around. Those are expensive. Kick the Mastercraft ones around. There you go. These are just hot piles of dog. Look at the handles. They're just like junk.
Well, that's good.
I've had these forever, but what is that? Hot junk. All right, well, we're gonna top the gas off with this hooer. We should pour the gas. Oh, I don't want to get this thing secondhand China. So we're gonna cold start the old light plant here because, well, we need some synthetic sunlight. Oh, what a treat. Let's see here. Chooch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Loading up the generator already there. Look at that. It's struggling a bit. It'll come around.
I'm gonna start calling it Mrs. Zip Ties and the Ladies Flies or something.
That's what it is, man. No, it's Mrs. Zip Ties and my tracks flies.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Vagine. Yeah, it's always your fault. If it's not your fault, then it has to be my fault, and that ain't happening. All right, I just want to see here if this thing will. Oh, that log's pretty heavy, but I should be able to pick up one end of the. Check that the out. Man, I didn't think it would pick it up, but it picked it up. Like, and we're not even choked up that far.
I thought of it before when you said you were gonna pick them up.
Yeah.
Think of it, but it's like bracing itself behind that beam too. So I mean, that's giving, like, it's not gonna slip out that way, right?
I don't think it's torquing or. Oh no, it looks solid as. You know, sometime when you're sitting on the old couch in the Acco Shack and watching some show you really don't want to watch the old lady, and she turns and looks at you and says, "Honey, what are you thinking about?" Well, I don't ever tell her, but it's this chainsaw. I love this chainsaw. Man, is it ever honky tonkin'.
Pretty mint, buddy.
Alright, so you minty pricks are probably wondering why I cut my firewood so long. My boiler takes 36-inch logs. But yeah, these are all 36 inches long. Yeah, it'll go right in the machine. And we're all really impressed that this thing actually lifts the log so you can cut the thing. And then for moving logs around the yard, you just pinch onto it, move it around the yard, wherever the you gotta go, and cut them up. But let's see how she splits. a hillbilly life, I think. Oh, buddy, it's gonna save my crippled ass big time. Put your cripple up.
Pretty face and a one-legged guy. That's pretty good.
A short dick and a fast ass. Man. All right, so what we're gonna do, meow, is the old soup mix here. So now I want to try this thing out on, well, because those logs that I went and got last night, those are a treat. Those logs are something I'm not getting a whole pile of them. But the poplars, I want to see how I can hold the poplar, cut it, and then split it. All right, so normally what a cripple does is I go over here with my grapple bucket, I grab onto these logs, and then I hold them waist level while I split the things up, right? But meow, oh, the leg right there. Oh, the leg right there. And now what I can do, come over to the old log pile, right? Spoon a log out of here, grab onto the prick her out of the pile. And I'll be able to put her right at waist level there. So meow with her at waist level, because you know, crip life, I'll be able to fuck her up. Alright, so meow, they'll all be cut and laying on the ground. Alright, so some might be asking, you know, Peggy, like, why the f are you splitting up all this? It's pretty small wood. It's only about a 12-inch butt. Well, the reason that I wanted to use this is because it's frozen and wet. Like, it's really, really wet. Like, I don't know. It was probably green last summer, and then I ran it over with the skidder, and you can't burn it because it's like, you can't burn it in a full round because it just smolders and smokes. It doesn't make a whole lot of heat. But once you quarter these things up, it doesn't matter what's going on, they still burn. Putting these things into 4 pieces or 3 pieces or even just 2 pieces is gonna help it burn. And I got like a giant mountain of green wood over there we can burn. It's not bad for the environment though, because it's trees. Wither dog. This is the stick killer. It kills sticks. Don't eat it. It's a bad dog. And look, Willard, the stick maker. Remember? This thing makes sticks. Wood goes in there and turns into sticks. You want the stick? Where's the stick? Alright, all you pricks and halfwits. Oh, cripple blew out his back again. I mean, that happens. But I appreciate you watching this dirty derelict production. I'm getting this minty old Pinocchio pecker splitter all dialed in. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's one of my favorite fabrication jobs so far. I built a lot of junk out of a lot of iron, and this thing's definitely top 5. She's pretty mint. It chooches perfectly, and nothing's even broke yet. Knock on wood. Wither dog. The Chinese saw though, not mint. It's just a hot pile of just junk. So if there was anybody that was gonna go on old Alibaba and buy one of these hot rods, thinking that they would have a saw, what for, you know, doing some kind of wood or planking lumber or something like that, this thing's not the ticket. It's a hot pile. The old soup mix, she's China. It has, I would say, twice the horsepower that this old girl has. You know what I should do? I should put the soup mix or the Chinesium 500 onto the soup mix and see if it spins it faster. Cause this thing is it's just junk. Where'd it go? You wanna go get in the truck? Go get in the truck. You wanna go for a truck ride in the shop? Oh, it's a shop truck ride, your favorite. You get in the truck. Good dog. Oh, you're stunned. Get in the truck, Wither dog. Get in the truck. You can make it up there. You're a German Shepherd police dog for Fox Creek. Get in the truck. There you go. He's stunned. I'm the cripple one. You're the stunned one. Well, like I beat you all the time. Why are you looking like I beat you? Bad dog. Ain't stunned. All right, well, like normal, I'd like to thank all the minty pricks for watching this Dirty Derelict production. It's always a treat making it. Having all you hair lips and half-wits tune in to me contemplating together in the shop and trying it out in the backyard. It's pretty mint. It's pretty good time. Oh, get this dry throat here. Oh, what a treat. I quit drinking in between this beer and the last beer. This one's for Joe Diffie and Burt Reynolds and Dale. Mr. Earnhardt. Oh, man. Oh, if I keep pouring one out for all the minty pricks that are dying, I'm not going to have any beer left. So, usually at the end of the video, I like to do all my shout-outs for all the minty pricks that are keeping this dirty old boat afloat. But the last two videos, I think it was, we never got to doing shout-outs because I was trying to crank out videos and get her all dialed in before the Christmas thing came around. Before Christmas come around. So yeah, I did not get to the shout outs in the last couple videos. That all being said, we still had a bunch of minty pricks come on over to the Patreon over December and early January. And let me just say, tip my hat to you. It's good to have you. I think we even have a bunch of minty broads in here again. And we just like to say thanks. Mint. But as always, I always like to write your guys' names down. I got it all written down, hand written. I don't know how to say thanks enough to all you minty pricks. You guys are tits out of 10, keeping the freedom of speech paid for, and well, a bunch of Dirty Derelict productions that come around here. So if it wasn't for all you minty pricks, I'd be about as withered as stunned. All right, so like I was saying though, the book's a little fatter right meow. What for not doing shoutouts in a while, but don't worry, we got her all dialed in. She is what is it, midnight on Saturday, so I gotta dial this all out, get her all edited up, and hopefully have her out for you guys for Sunday morning. All right, well, starting off with the 10 buckers, we got Dodge Lover 69, Ants 091, Devin Littlefield, Brian Ploeg, Richard Newman, Tim Gould, Lucian Stevens, Savage Polly, Trevor Horn, Ben Turner, Wayne Forrester 1776, Matt Dorblick, Barry McCockiner, Metalman Jackson, Stone Wolf, Bailey Colson. That's a badass name. That's like a mint country singer, like a mint old one. Back when country was actually country and women didn't have wieners. Nick Taviner, Feisty Fupa, OGs, Noah, Matt Persley, Jared Atkinson, Spencer McGinney, Don Schmock, Dallas Mahue, Justin Lockhart, Nick Albert, Jonathan Ellswick, Hillbilly Enterprise 6.9. What a treat. Jacob and Pauline. What a treat. Just husband and wife combo. Ryan Hufford, Dylan Garber, Isaac Mink, Anthony Paglia, Dylan 3406, mint, Anthony Williams, Hillbilly Deluxe, Andrew Brown, Jack Lewinsky, Jack Zawick, David Hughes, Carter Pedersen, William Kettle, Jason Verma, Minty McFarmer, Dane Grant, Tom West, Vincent Benjamin, Bew Harrington, Randy Shafter, Mark Steenland, Hunter C., Chatty, Eric Black, Aiden Hoyt, Justin Radicke, Tom at Vaporware Tattoos. That's a write-off, buddy. You gotta write this off. All right, you got next page. We got Bobby Wright, Tim Martin 62, Josh Boone, Rob Diesel, Mischief Master, Travis Bruger, Hillbilly Kyle, Tater Salad 69, Caleb Branham, Tyler Steenbron, Ethan Shalazeski. I don't know how to say that, but you're mint, bud. Japanese Furred Ranger, Big and Tired Iron, Clayton M, and Zap. All right, we got the 12-0 tours. We got Carleen Barrialut. That sounds French as Screaming 440. Oh, I think Carlene's abroad. Man, you're Carleen and, well, Eileen. I was always going to go get a job at IHOP if the old wrenching in Welding didn't turn out, but nobody wants me bringing them pancakes. We got Screaming 440, Old 350 Chevy, Lips and Dingleberries, Daniel Lutzer, Elon DePaz, American Stick. We got the 15 buckers at R3V, Verlon Johnson. Verlon Johnson, that sounds badass. That's like a porn star. Verlon Johnson. We got Duncan McCockiner, that's Barry McCockiner's brother. Jonas Rack, Michael Oaksby, Finger Banging since 1776. Buddy, you're mint. Dylan, Logan, Rosie Palmer. All right, well, we got the 1776er, the Sam Peterson, Justin Hessner, and the Stunned Guy Gravy Tugboat 1776. The Stunned Gravy Tugboat 17. Man, that's just mint. You got to pour one out for the Gravy Tugboat. I mean, that just sounds like something I do to the old lady. All right, so 1776ers, we got Bear Boyce, Chase Blueing Game. Yeah, I'm stunned, Bluing Game. Phil McRotch. We got the 20 buckers at 962 Redneck. Buddy, are you from where I grew up? We're always talking about 962. We got Gerald, Jerem Sears, White Lives Matters, Way More, 1488. We got Tammy. Oh, it's another broad. Man, this one's for you, woman. Where's my sandwich? We got Matt Meeks, Dutch, Darren, Trevor Wiles, Brandon Peters, Dolly Parton's left tit. Oh, come on, man. Oh, yeah. You don't pour one out for Dolly Parton's titties. I mean, what the Oh, I'm gonna have to wash that one off. We got Ryan Turner, Brady Ambler, In Cahoots, and Colin. All right, well, we got the 25 bucker, that Wicked Pissa 207, 5 Point Slow 89, Minnesota Greasy Monkey, or Minnesota Grease Monkey, 3 Angels Diesel. That sounds like a company. Right off. And we got the 30 buckers at Tom West. All right, well, we don't know what happened. I think this is like the night before Christmas or something like that. A feller named Midlife Mechanic. So I don't know if it was a typo or what the fiddle was, but the Minty Prick gave us 500 bucks. Buddy, if that was a typo and you were drunk as and you want your money back, I think my boy Kevin can facilitate such things. I don't know how it works, but buddy, that's a lot of cake, and we appreciate the of it. But I mean, sometimes you get drunk around Christmas, and sometimes you spend more money than you want to spend. So if you want her back, let us know, buddy. But if not, this beer's for you. Almost all of it. You don't get all of it though, because I need some. I appreciate you, bud. Willard, was he stunned and making purchases on Patreon before Christmas? Did you eat a bunch of cheese and get bunged up? Are you stunned? Why don't you answer me? Oh, poor Willard dog. All right, so wouldn't you believe it? There's a bunch of Minty pricks out there that wanted to come on the old Patreon. Minty is paying for the old freedom of speech and more dirty derelict productions. But then there's also a bunch of Minty pricks that think my fat crippled ass is doing such a damn good job that they decided to give my ass a raise. Mint. And the raises are Adam McEvan, Brody Birch, Ether Addicted 7.3, Hunter Flamin, Clay M, Brad Onstein, Kyle Helms, Low Class Redneck, Patrick Vest, Dixon B Tweener's Legs. All right, I wrote it down, but I never figured it out until now. Dixon between her legs. That's it, buddy. Sometimes you gotta say it out loud to get it, you know. We got Mason Glurum, Brian Allison, Zap, Peg Spare Leg. Buddy, I need it. Give it back. Dirty Dirt Boys from Oilberta. Buddy, that's mint. Nathan Paxton, Diesel Sam, Jeremiah Glover, 3RF. What does that stand for, bud? 3RF? There's something behind that. Winter Shill, Uncle Shush, Rob Cunningham, Joe Fierro, Tyler Steinbach, Caleb Branham, Aiden Hall, Wesley Rogers, Hauser Bush, yeah, Minty Ferd, David Gregg, Ethan Shohazensky. We got Zach Riggs, Mitchell Everett, Max Monroe, Minty Milf Muncher, what a treat, Alex Anderson, Shane Mitchell, Dylan. We got Arnie Clausen, Joe Doe, Jordan Langton, Clangton Wardlow, Alaska Mullet Miner. Buddy, that's a mint name. You need to put that on a sticker and put it on your truck. Zoltan, Colton Huggins, Cole Cook, Clayton Stobart, Dalen Kuzlin, Big Meaty Nuts, Smoothest, Jack Me Off. Well, I mean, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. Sean Archlita, Ty Barner, Logan Helton, 1776 Mopar, Snowman Oilberta, JC Larson, Devin Waldbillig. That's a badass name. Man, your dad must have drove one of a K-Whopper. Or either he did or you do. Charles Bykit, Clayton Wiseman, Leon Schofield, and I guess we forgot a feller named Chris O'Connor on the last one. So, buddy, we appreciate it. And we're sorry because we're a bunch of drunk derelicts. All right, well, that's all the Minty pricks that are keeping the lights on, the diesel a burning, and this cripple a walking. So, well, and the freedom of speech paid for. So, all you Minty I appreciate you. All of it. And if you wanted to leave any comments in the old Patreon here as to what you would have done differently with this old hot rod, I'd like to hear it. Because I don't know much about this kind of you know, I know hydraulics a little bit, I know how to weld a little bit, I know how to cut steel a little bit, but all you professional engineers and this, that, and the other, I know there's a bunch of Minty pricks in there. If you guys had any input on something like this, I'd love to hear it, because this is a real good conversation starter. This rigging, I've left her in the middle of the shop here for the last little bit, and it started a whole lot of conversations. Not as many conversations as this hat starts, but a lot of conversations nonetheless, and they're good ones. Minty neighbor brought me some beer over for fixing his heater. I mean, it's just a mint guy. So until the next Dirty Derelict show that I end up fiddle together, all you Minty pricks, you guys keep out your ass. Ooh, it's getting cold in here.